Mhm. I do. Thank you. Stay safe too. Oh. Yes, I am familiar. I am, and I think that assessment pretty much tells a lot about my personality or character because the result says I am a protagonist. Yes, I took a look into it, and it's really more on the leadership that's showing into me, and also being assertive, which I believe is required for my job as a people manager. Hmm. Yes, I did. Part of the trainings that I attended in the past, since I've been working as a people manager for more than 13 years now. So I really had a lot of leadership trainings already. And back to that assessment that you told me, because I believe that leadership doesn't fit to everyone. Like because as a leader or as a manager, pretty much even if you're a people manager or project manager, you get to work in a team, and a team always have diverse personalities. So a good leader always believes in the power of inclusion, and that's I am. I always go for situational type of leadership. That means being able to adjust and be flexible enough with all types of people that I'm working with while we are working on a common goal. Yeah, I agree. And there was a time pressure, so you really had to be yourself and be honest and answer it as fast as you could. Yeah, I know that you will be asking that, Peter. So let me tell you that I am a people manager now in Thomson Reuters. So we pronounce it as Thomson Reuters. The company, yeah, the company was merged way back early 2000. Thomson is the publishing side, while Reuters, as we know, is the media side. So for I've been there for like 7 years. It's gonna be my seventh year next month, and I'm handling the online team. Basically, we are responsible for the website publication of U.S. primary laws, ensuring that the contents are loaded to the website timely and accurately. And aside from coaching and managing a group of publishers, part of my job is to manage also projects like workflow migrations and process improvements. And that requires me to work closely with our US counterparts and developers, including counterparts from around the globe. And in total, I've been in this title or position for like 13 years because prior to Reuters, I was with JP Morgan and Chase. Probably one thing, yeah, I was also a people manager there for almost 5 years. What keeps me busy is that I love to keep sharing my time and talent. So outside my day-to-day role as a manager, I'm very busy and I'm very passionate also in leading a few big networks in the company. And that includes LGBT Pride, if you're familiar with that kind of network. And I'm also an active, yeah, I'm also an active volunteer on community outreach programs. Oh, wow. Um, Yes, I do have. In fact, my work as a manager is very flexible. Although my core shift is around in the afternoon, so that's basically 2 p.m. to 11 p.m. But most of the time, I can actually manage my schedule, and I can allot my whole morning for this part-time job. And sorry, Peter, I know that I missed to answer your question earlier why I'm interested to apply because I said a lot about Thomson Reuters. So it's because I really find this role interesting. It's something I can relate to as I've been doing project manager as part of my duty as a manager. And I really feel excited on this. I find it a good opportunity to impart my skills and experience while using my avail time productively. And on a personal note, because of the COVID situation, what I realized during this pandemic is that it's a wise decision to always have something that will keep us afloat regardless of the situation. And that means people should not be complacent. So since I have the competencies that required for a job, I know that I can bring value to your company. So might as well try this opportunity. Yeah. Yep. Yes. So to describe my day-to-day work, aside from coaching and managing my people, making sure that our deliverables are met on time, and also the quality is intact as we upload all the contents on the website or the online platform. I also do quality monitoring as a manager. So I'm always busy in making sure that we have all the workflows in my team met on a timeline. And also when I actually have a lot of duties, so it may be a scattered idea. So whenever there are new hires, I'm very busy also on facilitating the new hire training, tapping on the right people who can train them, and we're doing the performance discussions and evaluations. And I mentioned earlier about the project management because we need to ensure that the workflows or the products migrated to Manila from either in the US or Hyderabad is goes to the right people and the competent people in my team. So I gotta make sure that everything is moving, that I'm working closely and collaborating with all the people in my team aside from my stakeholders in the US, working on projects, working with the developers and counterparts in Manila, in the US and Hyderabad. So that pretty much gave a glimpse of my today work. Yeah. Yes. So our job, so I'm handling the content technical specialists or the publishers, and our job is to ensure that the data or the content that we receive from attorneys and editorial is going to be converted well. It goes through a lot of text or coding conversion and also analysis. It involves also troubleshooting. So basically, my job is to support them and guide them and ensure that they are following the steps that we have on each workflows, and also thinking of any improvement that we can have on the process. Like for example, there are products that we are doing in the team, statutory law, bills and admin, court rules decisions. we've been doing those for like more than 10 years already in Manila. And a part of my job is to be visionary, to always have that thinking that my people, the company, shouldn't get stuck on this basic knowledge that we're doing. So my job is to always think of what we can do and deliver in the future versus what we can achieve right now. Right. I like that question because it's not always successful projects, of course. In our corporate life or professional life, there comes a time that we will encounter failure, and that's okay. That's normal. That's how we learn. So I want to walk you through about this situation when I was a project manager of a particular tracker automation, and my goal back then was to replace the email communication for all the 50 U.S. jurisdictions that we cater. And just a background, of course, Outlook or email has been there for like decades, and we've been working with our colleagues in the U.S. for they've been there for like 30 years, 40 years, and basically the main communication is email. But because I was fresh in the company at that time, and I had these big ideas, so I thought of innovating that to create efficiency, to avoid any potential risk for an analyst or a publisher to miss a particular job request as we sort out hundreds or even thousands of emails a day. And so I pitched the idea to our US stakeholders, and they were cool with that. That was something that's innovation, it will help the business. I met with the developers to discuss the plan. After roughly 3 months, we were able to arrive with this tool. However, the challenge is I got a strong pushback from our US counterparts. They were very resistant on replacing email or Outlook. And, I understand that. So after like 5 months, I guess, yeah, 5 months of a tough and thorough conversation, I decided I had to give up and instead divert my energy to something that's going to be useful and creative way on how to make that tool develop for me and my team basically. So I figured that we could replace the old SharePoint tracker that we were using. And as a result, Peter, that really helped my team to improve the efficiency on tracking the status of each jurisdictions, 50 jurisdictions, like almost 1,000 emails a day. And for me, basically, that helped me generating the team numbers and report accurately and productively on a weekly and monthly basis. Yes. So as a project manager of that particular project, of course, my job is to collaborate and work in a team of developers. And I am responsible for ensuring that we will be able to deliver the project. So what I did is that I gathered the requirements and I gave the requirements basically because that was for my team. And I set the deliverables and the time frames, making sure that I met with all the people involved, my team and the developers and all the partners that we have on different counterparts, US, Manila, and Hyderabad, ensuring that we meet on a weekly or on a monthly basis, giving progress on that task. And basically, I had to lead and manage the project team, and that requires me to have the authority and responsibility to run it on a day-to-day basis. Yeah, so and I want to be straight to the point that you're looking for someone who actually have an HTML, CSS background. I do have a lot of skills in terms of projects, but this one, so I worked back in 2005 in a BPO company as a sales agent. We were offering website to our clients and putting them on the top listing. So basically, that job involved me to work closely with our developers and understand HTML, CSS. So that's when I first heard it. But as time went by, I wasn't able to practice it. But basically, I have the basic technical knowledge on that. And with some refresher courses, which I'm doing right now, I know I can get back on track right away. And also, not to mention my skills and experience in managing a few successful projects. Not to brag about it, Peter. But I'm confident that I can deliver a result to your company. And I know that I'm a good fit for the job, regardless of probably just having a basic knowledge in HTML, CSS. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. Well, it's all internal in the company. We're using a lot of SharePoint and internal trackers, to be honest. So, I'm not sure if that will help if I tell every tools that we're using. But yeah, it's really more internal. And of course, I always maintain this deck so that whenever we have a meetings, I'm able to present the status of each projects, do the graphs and the time frames as well. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah, I'm very detail oriented because you know what we experienced in the past that we had drop text missing text on the content that we uploaded on the website because I'm on the online team and we have a counterpart on the print team or the publishing. What they're doing there is to publish the books that we send out to our clients, the attorneys, and those working in the government. So I'm very particular in the details because otherwise we're gonna incur a lot of loss in the company and we can't let that happen or I may lose my job. So in order for that to not happen, I ensure that there is a quality strategic approach in doing the quality for all the 20 products that I handle in the online platform. And also I'm always doing root cause analysis. So whenever there are any triggers, whether small or big, I ensure that my stakeholders and counterparts are well aware, blast it on email right away, thorough follow-up on the project, meet the specialist, and talk about it and what we can do to resolve the issue. So that's how meticulous I am because that will mean losing my job if I'm not. Oh. Right. I'm and I will be honest, Peter, I don't want to say something in order to get your attention and buy in. I haven't really worked in an agency in the past because I was a working student back in college and I work with, this may not be critical in the job, but I work as a service crew in a couple of fast food chains to support my study and bring food on the table and help my mom. Because And after that, I worked as a telemarketer and a call center agent for a few BPO companies until I get promoted as a team leader in Sykes Asia. So in Sykes, I work in the website as well, TransUnion Credit Bureau, if you're familiar with that, one of the biggest credit bureaus in the state. And then because of the US recession, I applied, I lost my job, and then I applied to JP Morgan Chase, and luckily I got accepted as a client service manager. And definitely that's a bank, so that also required a lot of critical thinking, a lot of being able to strict with all the requirements because we need to comply with all the legal compliance. And now with Thomson Reuters, I used to, oh yeah, on that side of marketing, I had a business. I just had to shut it down because of COVID. So that was a bar and restaurant business in the next city. I managed that for the past 3 years, and I did all the marketing stuff. So probably I could relate on that part. That was TransUnion Credit Bureau. Well, we had here an in-house BPO or call center setup. So that used to be one of our big clients until such time that the U.S. recession struck in the country, and employees were floating, and we had to look for another job. I was there for like 3 years, yeah, and I pioneered the retention team and also the first batch of those who were offering the cross selling and upselling. Yes, because TransUnion Credit Bureau is pretty much a website as well, and our job was to troubleshoot the problem of our clients, like if they cannot log into the website or if they're having a hard time to view their credit rating and credit report. So we had to do website navigation as well. So by the way, I did a few HTML, CSS coding back there, but I may have already forgotten it because that was like 13, 14 years, 10 years ago. So we did a few KYC, know your client identity verification stuff, and really know the product by heart. And as I mentioned earlier, so apart from offering the monthly subscription to view the credit rating and report, I pioneered the retention team. We're offering a lot of other products on top of the monthly subscription. Sure. Yeah. Yeah, I'm glad you asked that question. I was always interested to put up a business of my own. Well, two things: because of financial reason, I want to earn more, and second, because I want to provide job opportunity to others who didn't really have that opportunity to apply in corporate setting like what I have right now. So biggest learnings that I have in managing the business is correct to wear different hats. I had to be a manager, and I had to do the financial stuff also of that bar and resto. I had to do the marketing side. I had to be an account manager because I needed to invite people to go to the to the restaurant. So a couple of hats that I've learned throughout 13 years of working as a people manager, I was able to literally apply it on my own business and understand really on a bigger and deeper perspective where a company is coming. Whenever people in our company is requesting for a higher salary increase or a bigger percentage in terms of company incentive, I had that realization on how to manage a business of your own. That is why probably my visionary strength or quality came from my experience of managing my own business. Yeah. Okay. Mhm. Yes. A lot. Right. Sure. No problem. we had to connect or automate it. That's what you mentioned. That's the last one. Oh, yeah. Hmm. Right. It's pretty straightforward. I can relate to it since I put up my own business. And this is an amazing opportunity for business owners. Probably my question is that do you have like particular businesses in mind to cater? Correct. Oh. Yeah. I am happy with my job.